Look at that eye. Hey everyone, we're Team Intuition, and we've been awake for quite a long time trying to build this thing. So apologies for any mishaps in our presentation. Yeah, some people apparently have a gene that lets them stay awake forever, and we don't have that gene. So we're kind of zombies right now. But we built some pretty cool stuff that we're excited to share. And we weren't necessarily interested in building some small trivial thing. So we tried to build the most complicated thing imaginable, which is a game theoretic identity and reputation system. Because we believe that solving identity and reputation problem will unlock a whole host of untapped use cases for the Web3 ecosystem. And we wanted to play our part in making that a reality. One problem the world has right now is that we don't have enough explicit identity-related metadata about things, and that causes us to have bad intuition in our interactions, and that's why this thing called intuition. And that makes the whole sense-making process quite difficult. It makes things like recruiting and finding the right teammates and tasks and pseudonymous credit scores and civil resistance quite hard, and it makes us susceptible to things like social media psyops and Russian bot farms. So what we did is devise a game that incentivizes users to express what they know about the world to help us make better sense of it. At its core, intuition is like a game theoretic oracle for identity-related data and the curation layer for arbitrary reputation systems. And that's like quite a mouthful, so let us break that down a bit. You can think of intuition as like a decentralized Yelp or a LinkedIn endorsements feature or even the like functionality of a social media platform, except it exists as a decentralized protocol, detached from any platform or vendor lock-in, and you can claim any arbitrary thing about any arbitrary thing, and you get paid for doing it if people find your claims useful. So users stake their time and their money and their reputation on signaling their level of confidence about a subjective truth that they hold, and they get paid if others also find that subjective truth to be true, or if they find it to be useful. So right now, in like the decentralized identity world, the current verifiable claim spec is really good for like one-to-one deterministic claims. So a one-to-one deterministic claim could be like, hey, I'm the US government and I am going to issue you a passport. Like there's no kind of like uncertainty in that scenario. It's not like a non-deterministic statement, which would be like, I'm 85% certain that this person is trustworthy. So what we try to do is solve like non-deterministic and peer-to-peer claims in the kind of like scenario of many-to-one uncertainty. So you can go to the next slide. So basically, what we try to do is solve the problem of, let's say I'm a user and I want to claim that I'm somebody's friend. In the current verifiable claim spec, if I have 1,000 friends, I'd have to create a new claim every single time. So what we create is like many-to-one claims, where there's one claim and everyone can stake on that one claim. Also, basically, for the non-deterministic stuff, instead of me saying, hey, I'm 85% certain that this person is trustworthy, and then 1 second later that percentage changing to 89% and me needing to revoke the claim and issue a new one, and maybe doing that every millisecond, instead what we do is signal our weight with respect to how much we believe this specific truth to be true by staking trust, which is our token, on claims. So we have these game theoretic mechanics that basically incentivize people to claim their subjective truths about the world fast. And if other people also believe those truths, and if other people find that data useful, then you get paid for doing it. So we basically gamify the curation of this rich identity metadata layer. So yeah, basically this is kind of like the data structure. You'll see it when we go through like our UI, but you've got categories that allow us to kind of create standards with respect to the data that we're creating. It allows us to like sort and filter things and not get lost in a sea of like unstructured data. You got templates, which are claim factories. So a template is basically like a statement about a thing. So it could be like, this thing is like a good computer programmer. And then a claim is an instance of the template, and it's attributed to a specific entity. So instead of it being like, this thing is a specific, or like a good computer programmer, it's like, John is a good computer programmer. And then people can stake on that claim to signal their level of confidence with respect to that thing and get paid for doing that. So that's kind of the general idea. Now we can kind of hop into the user interface a little bit, which is admittedly quite beautiful. So here's like general thought of what this looks like. So what you need to be able to do is see all of the categories, templates, and claims that exist so that you can go out and express your subjective truth about the world very explicitly. So, maybe there is a template that already exists to say the thing that you need to say, and then you can just use that template. And other people can stake on the claims that you make using that template. If not, then you can go out and you can create your own template. And maybe there's not even a category that exists for your template type, and you can create your own category. So basically what we got here is like all of these different facts, or like all of these different attestations about all of these different things, and people staking on whether or not the thing is true or false. And what we can derive is kind of like a asymptotic probabilistic confidence level of the thing being true. And people, that's a good slide, or that's a good UI page. So basically each claim has its own bonding curve, or users can select a different customizable bonding curve for their template so that you can create like different types of games. And so maybe one claim might be best suited to like a linear curve, and another one might be best suited to a sigmoid curve. So you can like choose the bonding curves that your templates have. You can choose the bonding curves that your categories and claims have. You can choose, everything's like customizable. We try to be this like low level protocol for curating this identity related metadata. And yeah, the way that you get trust tokens is you buy them, or you get airdrop them, or you earn them by participating in the protocol. There's a lot of mechanics in place that incentivize you to play the game and play the game properly. We got some like math that like does that well, hopefully, or maybe not, we'll see. And then yeah, we like obviously need a way to kind of discover useful claims, discover people that are out there. So we got like kind of a leaderboard thing, probably have like a follower thing as well. But yeah, that's kind of the whole spiel. Does anyone else kind of want to say anything? We got some people also on the call that are on the team. You want to say anything, John?
Yeah. Under the hood, decentralized identifiers sort of lie at the heart of connecting on-chain entities with their real-world counterparts. So by using self-ID, we're able to unify a bunch of different on-chain and social identities into a single profile, as well as creators of categories, templates, and claims have the ability to enrich their entities with additional metadata through the use of ceramic network. So what this does is pretty much ties on-chain theoretical things to real-world objects, people, whatever it is, you can make a claim on it.
Cool. Yep. And that's pretty much it. If you're reading, or wow, I can't even speak right now. I have like one brain cell. If you are listening to this before we give the demo, excited to give you the demo when we have a little bit more sleep. And yeah, pretty excited for this. I think like it could unlock a whole lot of use cases if we can pull this off. And we pulled off an MVP, so I think the production ready version is possible. And yeah, we will see you all later.